I'm live. Hello, hello. Can you see if the volume's good? Yeah. Hi. Just wait a little bit and see how many people will tune in, and then we'll get started. Hi, everyone. See people joining in now. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hi, Rodrigo. Welcome. Bo giving me some waves or claps or how's everyone doing? All right. Hello. How's it going? You got to come back to kickboxing. That's rude. I'm excited too. This is my first live. Greetings from Arkansas. Thank you. No negative vibes, please. All right, I'm going to get started in like a couple seconds. Going to start with the warm up, and then we're going to get into some stretches together. How's everyone's day going? Better now. Awesome. I got Instagram questions that I have. So just scrolling through them right now, and I'll answer some of your questions. All right, let me know if you're going to be stretching with me. Leave a comment. I'm going to get started. So first I'm going to just do a quick warm-up, and then I'm going to get into the stretches and answering some of these questions. So I'm just going to do some jumping jacks. Feel free to follow along with me. So we're going to go for a minute and see how it goes. Not gonna lie, guys, this is my first live on anything. I did one live on Instagram, but it was a interview. So we'll see how this goes. For those at home that are gonna be stretching, just make sure that you're nice and warm. Just get that body moving. Good time. Just gonna move my legs around a little bit. Do some leg raises from a forward stance. And let's do them together. Last one. Switch feet and do the other side. Again, if you're tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. I lost count, so I'm going to do one more and switch the sides, facing sideways. Last one. And we're going to do the other side. And that was the last one. Good. Move those hips around. Let's answer my first question. Let's see. Woke up at 5 for a run. Yeah, nice. Thank you for joining. Let's do it. Let's stretch. Feet out. Sit down. Elbows to knees. Push out, groin stretch. All right, so like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm going to be answering questions from Instagram that I got, I believe, over the last 2 weeks. And we're going to get that started, so let's take a look. I wrote them out on my laptop, and I'm like using my laptop for this stream, so I didn't really think it out very much, but that's okay. All right. So the first question I'm going to answer actually is any tournament coming up that I'm going to participate in this year. And my brother and I actually just, hands down, let gravity help you stretch. My brother and I just posted a YouTube video recently talking about online tournaments because over here we're still in lockdown, so there are no in-person tournaments. And they've, yeah, it's been kind of hard on a lot of us. So hopefully I'll be training for an online tournament soon. Honestly, I just got to motivate myself to get out there and do it, but that is that answer. So I'm going to try and see how it goes. Knees to ground. I'm going to do this one sideways so you can see. Feet out, elbows down. Stretch out. Next question that I got is kind of a funny one. So someone asked me, can you squat a guy on my legs? Which, I mean, squats are for your legs anyways. But, I mean, depends on how big the guy is. If it's a small guy, then yeah. I've never actually tried it before. Ugh. And if anyone watching wants to ask me anything, I will try and read it. We're going to go into a split, nice and slow though, taking your time. Bonjour. Welcome. Next question I got, how to improve splits. I get this question so often, and I have a Patreon page dedicated to this specifically for stretching, for kicking, and you got to practice what works for your body. All right. So you got to practice, you got to be consistent, and you got to have a good coach helping you. All right. So you want to improve your splits. You've hit a plateau. You got to stretch something different. You got to do something different and try and get past that plateau. You got to be consistent. If you're only stretching once in a while, you're really not going to see very much improvement on your stretches. So consistency is key. Hello. I should have worn my glasses. So just take your time in a split, guys. Make sure, don't go too far if you can't do a full split. Remember that if you're up here, just hold that. We're just relaxing and stretching right now. We're not in any rush. So if this is as far as you're going for your split, or even if you can't go even to putting your hands on the ground, hold something, right? So I'm gonna grab a stool to show you guys. So even this, at this point, is awesome, right? Like just give it a try and stretch those legs out, okay? If this is as far as you could go, do what you can do, all right? Don't push too hard, especially because we're doing just a really relaxed stretch. Let me just see what's going on over here. What is your favorite kick to knock out a ninja? Why am I knocking out a ninja? Like, am I knocking out myself? I don't know. All right, my favorite kick has to be, I think it's different every time someone asks me this question. Like, I don't think my answer is ever the same. At the moment, my favorite kick is probably like a hook kick. Any variation of a hook kick I love. Tap hooks, going right through with your hook. Getting that snap is like so satisfying. So I'm not gonna say to knock out a ninja because I don't know what the ninja did to me, but in short, hook kick of any sort. Excellent, thank you. All right, toes up. Just stretch that out a little bit. Let's answer a question. Sit in your split. I have so many stretching questions, so I'm just gonna skip past that. All right, someone asked me how many world records I have. So I have 1 Guinness World Record, multiple titles from different tournaments, but if they're referring to Guinness World Records for anything, I have the 1. So if you don't know already, I have the record for most items kicked off people's heads in 1 minute. And it was wild. It was such a fun experience to break a Guinness World Record and have that title and have that fancy certificate. Yeah, let's just check the chat again. Sit in that straddle sit, guys. Do I practice boxing? So I practice kickboxing. We're gonna do a side split. So if you're in a high split right now, just put one knee on the ground, straighten it out, walk your hands over, and try and have a straight line with your feet, all right? Knee in line with your back foot and toes up in front. So do I practice boxing? I practice kickboxing. That's what you've seen on my page when I'm wearing those boxing gloves. Is I prefer kickboxing. I love kicking. Everyone knows this. I have not dabbled in actual boxing before. If you're able to move your knee back into a side split, just move that back foot, back knee back until you get into your full side split. All right. Remember, hold where you feel like, all right, I feel the tension. That's as far as I could go. Relax. This is a chill stretch. Stay in the side split. Just gonna read again. Do you speak French? Unfortunately, I don't. I learned French in school, and I was honestly pretty good at it. I did it in university as well, and I didn't practice it enough, and unfortunately, I don't have French. I'm sorry. Maybe you guys could teach me. Would you like to play in an action movie? If yes, what role? Ooh, that'd be so badass. Any cool character that does a lot of kicking. Like, if there was like a live action of like Kim Possible and I could be Shigo, like that would be a dream role right there, right? Like, that'd be pretty cool. All right, everyone's in this stretch. If you're feeling a stretch, great, stay there. If you want a deeper stretch in your split, you're gonna pop your foot up. So up and hold. I'm gonna answer one from Instagram and then I'll check the chat again. And I'm gonna try and balance. Bear with me. Okay. How long can you hold up your side kick for? I've never actually timed how long I could keep it up for. And honestly, depending on the day, I could keep it up for pretty long. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I mainly post on Instagram like my when I hold my kicks, my kick holds. So I could stick a kick for a pretty long time. I don't have a number for that person though, unfortunately. Okay, slowly put that leg down. We're gonna switch back to center again and just hold that. Okay. I got more flexibility questions. Advice for flexibility, guys. Consistency. Isometric holds. We'll do some of those later in this video. Those are really good for flexibility. Switch to the other side. So remember, start here if you need to, right? We're starting where you feel comfortable, and then try and push your knee back. I'll answer one more, and then I'll check the chat. All right, this one's funny, in my opinion. How many kilometers do I run every day? Guys, if you have watched my vlogs, you will see that I do run. I do run. I don't run well, and I only run because I know it's good for me. All right? If I had the choice, I would not run. Like, I don't enjoy it, but it's good for me, and once I do it, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did that. I'll run or jog, or I'll just get active for like 3 to 5 kilometers, and then I'll be like, yeah, I feel good about that. But yeah, I am not a runner. All right, let me check the chat. Stay in your side split. Let's see. How are you guys doing? I have the coolest answers. Thank you. What's the coolest sentence you could say before knocking? Sweet cheese, or no, I would not say smell my feet. How do boys react if you show them how high you could kick? Are they afraid of your kicks? I don't really talk to boys that are threatened by me. That hasn't happened in a long time. Most of them are just really respectful, you know? Boys and men, women are really respectful of what I do. They know my accomplishments and they appreciate that. So I think they react pretty like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then I show them my world record and they're like, holy crap. You know? You practice karate, black belt. What, Dan? I practice Kung Fu, and I'm a 3rd degree. All right, we're gonna switch out our stretch, so everyone should still be in that side split. So remember, if you wanna go into it a little bit deeper, pick up your foot. All right, gonna go back to the Instagram questions, and then I'll go back to chat. I hope you guys are enjoying stretching with me. If you're stretching with me, let me know. And if there's something that you specifically want to stretch, also let me know and I'll see if I could touch on that area. Secret to flexibility. There is no secret. I talk about it often. that you need to be consistent. That's literally my number one answer for anyone who says anything about secrets on flexibility, is consistency is key. Stretching and chatting. Like, I'm literally talking to you guys and I'm stretching, right? That's how you continue to build your flexibility, is if you're watching TV, if you're doing work, whatever the case may be, you stretch. When I was little, I would literally watch TV in the split position. Like, that would be me. And it was mainly because my sister was so flexible that I wanted to be just as flexible as her. So that was kind of like my goal, was to get as flexible as Lorenza. So, you know. This is a good one. A tip, leg down, guys, back to center again. A tip for someone starting kicking. So someone who's starting kicking, try not to just focus on like the flash of a kick, like, I need to get my kick really high now. I need to get it like a kick hold now. Like, that is not your number one first priority for someone starting kicking. Your first priority for someone starting kicking is basics. Drill your basics. You need to know exactly where to put your base foot, where or how to lock your base leg, where your hips are supposed to be, how your kicking foot is supposed to be, how to engage your core, where your hands are supposed to be. Guys, there are so many things that you need to drill for kicks, and drill those basics if you want to get really good at throwing kicks. I practice my basics still, and I would say that I have advanced kicks. And I still drill my basics almost daily. Sit back, bring your legs in a little bit, all the way in, shake it out. One more on Instagram, and then I'll switch back to live chat. Just shake your legs out and just relax for a second. Okay, this is a good one. What keeps me motivated these days? I had a hard time with motivation at the beginning. All right, so we're gonna do a hamstring stretch. So we're gonna keep our feet straight, reach up for the ceiling, and forward, okay? What keeps me motivated? I had a hard time with motivation at the beginning of all this craziness. I had a really hard time, and I was struggling. But then I realized that daily goals are key, all right? Long-term goals were just too out of sight for me. So I had to start with my daily tasks. I had to continue with my teaching because my students are my everything. They keep me motivated. So daily tasks and then long-term. Those two, hand in hand, help me motivate myself. And then I find that it motivates my students as well. Whenever I say to a student, where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Give me a long-term goal and how we're going to work towards it on a daily basis, right? Like, that's how you motivate yourself, especially nowadays. So keep stretching those hamstrings. Let me see how everyone's doing. I'm Belgian. Hello. Your English is awesome. Thank you for joining me. Are you going to compete in kickboxing? Tanaka, you know. Maybe one day. Pakistan, hello. Defend myself if someone grabs my hands and say, give me your money, you little brat. That would be rude. So we do a lot of self-defense training. We haven't been able to do it recently because of the interactions with COVID and everything. So we haven't been able to practice, but we practice disarming techniques, how to lock those joints and all that stuff. So maybe I'll do some YouTube videos on some self-defense techniques if you guys are interested. If someone said that to me, I would not react very well. I get angry pretty quickly when someone's disrespectful to me. So how many languages do I speak? So I speak English. I kind of speak Assyrian sometimes. My parents are Assyrian. I try my best, but I need to learn better. I would love to learn another language, and maybe that'll be one of my long-term goals. Good journey, thank you. Where can we find your fight videos? My Kung Fu school, so Shuman Generation Martial Arts, you could go to the Generation MA YouTube as well. There are some forms videos of me on there. And maybe I could post some. I have to like dig them out of our like VHS tapes out of the archives, but we could give it a try. So everyone stretch the hamstrings. Now, a little trick for those of you who can't touch your feet is you don't want to turtle your back like this. Like this is not going to help you because you're not isolating your hamstring, okay? So you always want to sit up nice and tall and reach forward. And for some people, like forward just means this, and forward they could already feel this. So the advice I have for you when stretching your hamstrings out is bend your knees first, keep your toes up straight, keep your back up straight, and bring your chest to your thighs and hold this, okay? If you already feel that pull and tension on the underside of your leg, then hold it like this. I much prefer that than this. So you don't want to be curving your back. So straight back, lean in, and then as you get a little bit more, you can scoot your butt back and then go right into a fold. All right? Stretch that out and just relax. My hamstrings are probably the tightest for myself personally. So I need to do these more often so I could stretch out and roll. I'm going to go back to an Instagram question as you guys stretch. Just relax for a second because I feel like you've been holding that for a little bit. So relax, move it around, do a little massage, and then we're going to get back into that stretch. Let's see. Have you ever broken your toes from a kick? I've not broken anything, ever. Never broken anything. All right, let's stretch again. So remember, you have one of the two variations. You're either bending your knees or you're okay to keep them straight. All right. I got another question about me carrying people for squats. You guys got that answer before. That's funny. When did I start posting videos on YouTube? I think it's almost been a year now where I've started my YouTube. I wanted some different kind of videos that were a little longer to help some people out. I got questions on my flexibility and kicks so often that I wanted to give everyone else like an opportunity to get some information that I know is actually like proper information. I know it's like there's oversaturation, especially on YouTube with the amount of content that's on there. But I figure if I've brought up my audience on Instagram, that they could just go to me and still continue to learn from me. And it's free content to help out. And then if they want to continue their stretching and go a little bit more in depth with it, then they could hit up my Patreon page as well for that online coaching aspect. So it's been almost a year now of YouTube content for me. I'm going to check the chat, stretch that hamstring a little bit more. Do you find a stretch that you find to be helpful, but that you neglect to do? Yeah, I kind of mentioned that I need to be stretching my hamstrings a little bit more. I wish that I stretched my outer hip more when I was younger because I did develop a little bit of over flexibility in my hip, which led to a little bit of instability. So I wish that I stretched my outer hips a little bit more. We'll do some outer hip stretching shortly. You ever do foam rolling classes? Yo, that would be like the hardest class ever. I'd like try not to swear the whole time, but I could do that. We could do that. We could hop on here and do some foam rolling. I've seen your videos and you kick like Sean Clement. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. What is your favorite action movie and fight scene and why? I would love to answer that question, but honestly, I don't know. I don't watch like that many like action movies. I'm like a rom-com kind of person, I'm sorry, or like a horror movie person. I don't watch them well, but I do watch those kinds. So unfortunately, not very many action movies. Give me a comment on if you have any action movies that you want me to watch, and I will try and check it out. How about that? We'll give that a go. All right, let's do a outer hip stretch now that I talked about that. So outer hip is right here. Okay, guys? So what we're gonna do is something called a figure 4 sit. So what I want you to do is just keep one knee bent, other foot comes on top, like kind of like you're crossing your legs, but it's just your ankle that's on that knee. Other knee is up. You might already feel it if you sit up straight and push down on the knee. You're gonna feel tension in that outer hip. Hold that, okay? We're gonna start with this and then we're gonna go deeper into a figure 4 stretch in a little bit. But first, let's just hold this one. Okay, let's go back to Instagram. Okay. All right, so this question is saying, when did I start learning? It says karate, but it's kung fu. And why did I start, or why did I want to learn it? So a little bit of background on me is my whole family is actually in martial arts. Started with my dad. I'm the youngest. I have an older brother and older sister. And switch feet. So I was basically born into this sport. I was kicking before I was probably walking. And so I officially started when I was 4 years old. And yeah, it kind of stuck with me. I did high school, elementary school sports. None of them really, I didn't really have a passion for them very, very much. I just stuck with martial arts because I loved it and it was familiar to me. And having my family in there was like obviously a really good push. So I guess that's like, when did I start and why did I start? So yeah, it's really nice having my dad as my coach. My mom has been really supportive of all of us. We call her, we're gonna switch one more time, guys. We call her an honorary black belt because she's been through all of our black belt gradings. And it's like just as hard on your like parents as it is on you because they have to watch you like kind of like low-key suffer for like hours. But it's so worth it. Like, you know, the accomplishment. Hopefully I'll be going for my 4th degree soon. So I gotta train for that. Gotta run more. Gotta run more, guys. You gotta comment being like, Silvana, did you run today? Switch again. And then we're gonna, once we're done this one, we're gonna go deeper into the stretch. Remember that you push down on this knee and sit up straight. All right, hold that. I'm gonna check the chat. I'm sorry, I have to keep going back and forth. I can't see from that far. Okay, I got some movies. All right. How long have I been practicing martial arts? Started when I was 4, I'm 27. Could you knock out a bigger guy? I don't really train to knock people out. I could kick really dang hard. So answer that how you would like to, but yeah, I train hard, I work hard. All right, we're gonna go into the deeper stretch now on your figure 4. Be careful with your outer hip, don't push too hard. So what I want you guys to do, I'm gonna do this kind of on an angle, is take your hand, put it through, hold on to your thigh, and you're just gonna literally roll back and try and bring your leg to your chest. So we're just kind of laying like this. Okay? So if you could keep it here, that's okay. But the closer, the better. And just hold that. As you hold that, I'm going to check Instagram questions. I hope you guys are enjoying stretching with me. I needed this today. Got a lot of just comments, so I'm just looking for the questions. Someone asked me the best tips for a question mark kick, but I really don't know what a question mark kick is. We're going to switch. So other knee up, put your arm through, hold, pull. A lot of people asking what my favorite kick is. I answered that. It's different every time, but today it's a hook kick. How many trophies do I have? This is a nice question. I like this question. So my family and I have earned like countless trophies. Like I literally cannot count the amount of trophies that we have, the amount of medals, plaques, awards. But what we do, you could come up. Let's go into a butterfly. But what we do for our club, what we have done, we couldn't obviously recently, but we held a mini tournament where all of our members just compete against each other. It's not open to other facilities, just to have them get comfortable and motivated, inspired, and not be as intimidated for tournaments. So kind of gets their confidence up a little bit. So we held that and we actually donated our trophies. So the trophies that the kids win are our trophies. So we kind of have given away a lot. And now that our trophies have all been given away, now our older students are donating their trophies. So it kind of gets passed along. So we've kept like a few trophies that have meant a lot to us. So like our first trophy, my first pink trophy, I kept my first trophy that actually had like a female figurine on top, because honestly, majority of the figurines that are on top of the martial arts trophies are men. So the first time I saw a little female figure, I was like, oh my God, I gotta keep this one. So the ones that mean a lot to us, we've kept. But yeah, so that's kind of something cute that our club does, is that like, as you mature in the martial arts, you kind of like give back to the ones that are starting. And it's kind of like a cute little cycle like that. All right, so for your butterfly, have your feet as close to your body as possible. Hands on your feet, elbows on your knees. And then if that's easy and you would like to go deeper into this stretch, you could put your nose to your toes. Hopefully you've washed your feet. So nose to toes. And hold that. Just looking through. All right, someone was like, if I could have gone pro in any other sport than martial arts, what would it be? And I kind of mentioned how a lot of other sports I just didn't feel passionate about. So I honestly, like, I can't name a sport. The only thing I'm like super pro at is like napping. So I would just say napping. Does that count? Legs out, shake it out. All right. We're going to do a little bit of a difficult one, guys. We're going to do a difficult stretch together. So come up, move your hips around a little bit, move it around, move your legs. All right. So I mentioned isometric stretching before. That's basically just like holds. So you're going to put your muscles under tension for a limited amount of time and then release. So we're going to do a center split hold. So what you're going to do is just from here, just hold here. Okay? It should be a little bit difficult. You might feel your legs start to rumble a little bit. The lower you go that you could hold, the better. Okay? So hold this. And essentially what's happening is you are tensing up your hip, your groin, you're tensing up those muscles, so the moment we release it, you're going to be able to go deeper into a center split. So just hold this and flex. And then after we release this, I'll check the chat for any other questions. I see you guys typing me some messages. I'm sorry that I can't read it from here. I need like a bigger screen. I know you're probably struggling in this stretch, so try your best. I know I'm struggling right now. I'm like pretending that I'm good, but this is hard. My legs are like quivering. We're gonna hold for 10 more seconds. Who's doing this with me? Comment. Do you feel the pain? I'm going to say that was 10 seconds. Release. Move your hips around. We're going to do that again. Let's check chat first. Who struggled through that with me? This is a great routine. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for joining me. This makes me miss Kung Fu so much. Come back. Door is always open. Hello from Texas. Hello, Ninja Red. Thank you for joining me. Silvana, my favorite teacher. Thank you. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. This one was not fun. No, isometric stretches are like, they hurt. They hurt so good. Okay, let's do it again. Ready? All right. All right. Remember to tense up. Oop, almost fell. Tense up. Flex. Grip those toes to the ground. There we go. Grip those toes to the ground and hold. Hold, hold, hold. I hope you guys are getting a good like stretch sesh. Hold this. So rumbly. Flex, keep flexing. You will feel the tension if you're doing it properly, if you're low enough. Let's hold for 10 more seconds. Was that 10 seconds, guys? I don't know. It felt like 10 seconds. Okay, relax. Move hips around. Okay, I have one more question on Instagram. Let's check this one out. It's a long one. Okay, so this one's kind of, this one's a personal one, but I'll answer it. So was there a time where I hit a low point in martial arts or life, and how did you come out of it? So this one's interesting to me because a lot of people don't know how hard it is on social media. So when I broke my Guinness World Record, I had a lot of people reaching out to me with support, but I also had a lot of people reaching out to me negatively. A lot of negative body shaming comments and just things of that nature. So that was actually like a high point in my life, but also a really low point because I had to navigate that learning curve and not listen to the trolls, right? So I'm getting emotional because it still kind of like hits a nerve, you know? I'm a human. I'm a human, so keeping that in mind, you know? Trolls, just water under the bridge, but also just knowing that like you are enough, right? Like you're strong, you're beautiful, you broke the Guinness World Record, you got this. So that was kind of a low but high point. So yeah, that got deep real quick, guys. So just remember that even the big accounts, like we're real people. So keep that in mind. All right, so thank you for joining me today. That was awesome. I really enjoyed this. This was my first live. I was really stressed, really nervous, but thank you for joining me on this. My legs feel nice and warm. I have one more question. Is there another martial art that you would be interested in learning one day? I would love to learn Taekwondo from an instructor. Would really enjoy the opportunity to learn one of their patterns. Officially, I've learned some stuff on YouTube, but obviously from a professional instructor would be better. And I would also like to learn some wushu patterns because they are beautiful. So again, thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this like stretch and chat. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Give me a like. I don't really know what happens after I post this, but if you could like this video, please like it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending everyone love and positivity, and I hope everyone has a beautiful day. And that's it. That's all I got. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.